And we start tonight with the breakdown as Fairfax County's top prosecutor and sheriff face some intense questioning on Capitol Hill over so-called sanctuary policies. GOP lawmakers accused Commonwealth attorney Steve Descano of being soft on crime and going easy on violent criminals who are in the country illegally.
Sheriff Stacey Kincaid was questioned over policies limiting cooperation with federal immigration agents. 7 News has extensively covered criticism of some of the county's top public safety officials. The deadly stabbing of Stephanie Minter at a Hybla Valley bus stop put a spotlight on concerns.
Yeah, the suspect is an illegal immigrant who has repeatedly been charged with violent crimes and then released. Our Nick Minock has been covering this case extensively. He was at today's hearing, as well as Minter's mother. Nick, this hearing lasted for hours. You monitored every bit of it. What stood out to you?
Hey, Scott, a few things stood out to me in this congressional hearing on Capitol Hill. One of them is how much research certain members of Congress did about several cases in Fairfax County and how Steve Descano performs in his job.
Mr. Descano, I consider you a disgrace.
Republican members of Congress slammed Fairfax County Commonwealth's attorney Steve Descano for dropping nearly every charge that came across his desk. For Abdul Jallo, he's an illegal immigrant with a lengthy violent criminal history who is now charged with murdering Stephanie Minter at a bus stop in February. Her mom testified to the U.S. House Judiciary Subcommittee on Immigration.
I am here for accountability. I am here because a system failed my daughter. If not for these failures, I could be sharing a cup of coffee with Stephanie this morning rather than speaking with you all today.
Some members of Congress said Stephanie's murder is one of many examples where Descano's office has dropped charges and given sweetheart deals to illegal immigrant criminals who went on to commit more crimes in the county.
That is as shameful as anything I have seen. Quit defending the indefensible. You clearly don't.
Absolutely
You dismissed the case, and it's shameful.
Sir,
you're a coward.
Congressman Jim Jordan grilled Descano on his office policy that says prosecutors shall take immigration consequences into account in plea and charging decisions. Descano posted that position on his website for 6 years, but took it down just weeks before the committee hearing.
Why'd you change your website?
Because that's not my policy. As I told you, sir, that is a campaign statement that I made before I was Commonwealth.
It had been up for 6 years. A week after we send you a letter saying we want you to come testify, shazam, you change it.
Because
I'm just asking, is that coincidental?
Because I could not believe that people were so obtuse that they could not realize what the difference between a campaign statement and an actual office policy is.
So when you make campaign statements, those aren't true? You're not being honest with your voters?
That's not what I'm saying at all, sir.
Sure sounded like it. Sure sounded like it.
In his opening statement, Descano said he doesn't assist ICE, and he apologized to Cheryl Minter.
Ms. Minter, I am deeply sorry for your loss. And I say that not only as a prosecutor, but as a parent of a daughter.
I heard your apology, Mr. Descano. I think the public would like to hear your resignation.
Ms. Minter told me that was the first time Descano ever directly apologized to her, and she wants him to resign.
Mr. Descano, was this the first time you've apologized to Cheryl Minter?
I asked Mr. Descano why it took a congressional hearing for him to finally apologize to Ms. Minter. He didn't respond. Descano was joined by his chief prosecutor, Jenna Sands, who police wrote emails to warning her how dangerous Jallo was and that if Jallo wasn't prosecuted, he could harm or kill someone.
Jenna, do you have regrets? Police wrote you 3 separate times that Abdul Jallo was dangerous.
Nick,
why didn't you heed those warnings?
Police concerns.
Nick, I'm pretty sure Laura's
Okay, after this congressional hearing, I spoke with Congressman Jordan. I asked him, what does he hope comes of this hearing? He told me Representative Tom McClintock has a bill, and he hopes that passes. That bill, among other things, would allow people like Cheryl Minter to sue prosecutors like Steve Descano when illegal immigrants, charges are dropped, and they go and harm other people. So that right now isn't a possibility for many victims right now. They can't hold prosecutors personally liable, and Mr. Jordan wants to change that. Back to you.
All right, Nick, and we do want to hear from you now about this issue. Scan the QR code that's on your screen to vote in our question of the day. Should local officials cooperate with ICE to deport illegal immigrant criminals? Right now, we're seeing an overwhelming majority of you say yes, 90%, just 10% at this point saying no. And you can find more of the intense, emotional exchanges from today's hearing on WJLA.com. And then ahead at 6 o'clock, Christian Flores is going to join us. He's going to have a much closer look at the sheriff's policies.